Shit. Oh, fuck. Interesting. Alright, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Cool. Get everything all set up. We're doing some stuff. Everything's all Gucci Gucci. Stream manager up and running. And now I am. My wrist does hurt a lot. But I'm going to continue. I'm going to get through all these. I'm like almost halfway through. A few more. 55. Thanks. And I'm cleared here reference by. Enter B. Enter B. That's C. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is just a way to influence. I might end up having that the union must have the same, which is like the union is going to be very closely related to primitives, right? Where you basically declare a and like const is really it's a little bit confusing, right? I also don't know if like things like inheritance and stuff is like a thing. Is can build objects and like inherit from other things. Is there a hierarchy in Zig? Can I do operator overloading? Alright. Are these things that I have access to? If not, it's fine. Because I'm gonna be. I mean, it also depends, right? Because if Zig does what I want, then doesn't matter, right? I just really don't like. I mean, I also want to for the memory management system, right? Because I want a language that is very forward about being a memory manipulation tool, right? Where its only job is to manipulate memory. That is something that I feel is very important, right? I figured out what was going on with the GPU. I needed to run it. I needed to run btop in sudo super user do. So there's that. But anyway, so kind of a little bit of a headache. Just consume more. Questionably skunked. Okay, so I think this is what it is, right? A, B. Ant or B. Yeah, I don't care about the discs, because I just have the slot. Yeah, because I have the memory and I don't know if I like this. Ooh, this is great. This is much more akin to the rest of my. This is a lot closer to the rest of stuff. But I also want to keep the GPU and all that stuff. So, I don't know. I am hoping that the more I do this, the better it'll get. So, I mean, it was like, I had a very clear and concise. I mean, I can also probably edit the bottom bar down here at the time. It'd be nice. Alright. But I do really like that configuring the compiler for C is written in C. Because it's all internal. It's independent. I like that. Having the cross compatibility with other systems is good as well. So, let's see here. We have this has tagging, which allows to store an enum body within our union, representing which field is active. Okay. Okay. Ooh, small, my small. Okay. Hmm. Mm-hmm. And here it is. Insect. Just purple. Insect stat. Insect protein. Insect stat. Is of type B16. And is of type cool. Ours is digital. So it's fine. Fix it up. It is dead. Okay. Um, oh. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. No. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Um, it's it's doing a lot of crazy shit under the hood. Uh, there are a lot of abstractions going on. Yeah. Did I change that? I don't necessarily want to crack open Firefox yet. Because what do you do if you see a fox in your yard? You feed it. Eating. Yeah, candidate for, okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, it goes to the. Uh-huh. Hmm. Editor. What and say white space. Status line. Status line section. Center. And just put in the time. That sucks. Oh shit. Yeah, that sucks. Um, even if I don't have a need for a separate enum, and just define an inferred enum with your union quantum place. The enum capabilities. Huh. And then this should be all right. Inferred enums are made representing the tip of the iceberg. Relationship between enums and a mean. You can actually coerce a union to an enum. Why do we need enums? What what purpose do enums have other than having variadic content? Right? Having one variable, having a different type of being able to swap out its type. I feel like there's something going on here that I'm not quite understanding. What is the purpose of it? It just feels like dynamics and not good dynamics. It just feels like dynamic typing, but worse. Right? I mean, it's a lot more explicit because you dictate precisely um, how much space it has. Right? And you can also do um, structs, right? Because you can have a union of structs. So you can have something like there's like a bunch of things you can do with it. For instance, you can have a union with a color, right? A hex color, which I think that is the best way to think of it. But I also feel like that's just going to be like, I don't know, there's some things here that, Yeah, my wrist is in a lot of pain. And ray of fun. Yeah, my wrist really hurts. That's okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we have as print as prepare and we grew um mm-hmm. I guess this could be something like a well, not quite, because you can't know it by um, pointers aren't quite so easy to touch really, right? The only way that you could do this better is if, like in comp time, is if you had self-modifying, and operating systems really do not like self-modifying code. They don't like to allow for self-modifying code. Um, that's at like an OS level, and that's a security thing. Because a lot of you can have a lot of really horrifically malicious uh, content because you could run something in it, and then during runtime it mutate itself in order to become a worm and spread to other nodes in the network or any number of other things. It is very bad to have think Mm-hmm. You're okay. It's my birthday. Hi guys, a birthday. Hello. Hello. Hi, guys. How you doing? How you doing, Arthur? It's my birthday today. Oh, what do you want? Oh man. Thanks. Yeah, I'm spending it, you know. There's a Fox show. It's my favorite place. Fox. Yay. There's a Fox show. Um. Yeah. I need to figure out how to get fucking rated for. Cause I think I am gonna do rated for. Is there rated for Zig? Does Zig have rated? I think Zig has rated. Rated. Zig. I think. Yeah. Widely used as Zig due to Zig's native C interoperability. Use it through C through direct C imports or the community maintains the native packets. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. Honestly, it seems like art is pretty popular. I noticed that when I'm programming, I only get like 1 or 2 viewers, but when I do art, I get like 5 or 6. So I don't know. We'll see. Something to keep in mind when you're doing a lot more Blender work, and you are doing a card game, and a lot of that's going to be asset rich. So yeah. Yeah, only time will tell. Mm-hmm. Hmm. My arm fucking hurts, yo. Okay, so we have two disk path pathway. We got a place archers. Yeah, you want to set us on, that'd be really cool. I mean, I'm still doing a lot of like managing, like I'm doing a lot of management stuff. Like there's a lot of things that I need to manage. I still need to, like I have my matrix server already up. I need to take a look at it again and all that. I might make a Discord server as well, as just like a stopgap. I do plan on leaving Discord, but it also depends on if enough other people leave Discord. Because I don't know if it's going to be worth leaving Discord, especially with how bad the voice protocols are for Matrix. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be worth it to do so. Discount 6. Yeah, good side archers. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Your girl's a dumbass. It's A B C D E F. A B C D E F. Your girl's a dumbass. Um. Um. Archer's point 2. Okay. Yeah. So this is just a Markov check. If it's not, I'll find out. Okay. So you have an enum. Under. You can attach functions to union. Hold up. Zig is actually really close. Zig is super close to tungsten. There's a lot of overlap. There's just there's just like a few things that I don't really like about it, right? The whole like there's a lot of features in Zig that I really like, right? But there are a lot of features that I want that Zig doesn't have. Things like callables, right? You can only call a function, and that's not something I generally like, right? I like the idea of being able to be like, oh yeah, go fetch this object and call it, right? So you can like package this, so you can have like hidden internal state, like abstracted out. Um, so you can like, what is it? Abstract out the state of something that you can call, right? So you can abstract out the state of a function. Um, oh, union, yeah. All right, I wasn't really paying attention to the chat. Yeah, corporate overlords don't like the idea of unions. Um, I'm also starting to get offended. My wrist really fucking hurts. Great. Oh, for one, I want to do that. When I siempre I want to make it look nice. I don't want the formatter. I don't want to get rid of the formatter, to be honest. I disable the formatting because I want to format it the way I want. Right? Because I like being able to split things up on different lines. I like being able to format my shit how I want to format. Except for tabs. Hold on. This is 4. This is 4 spaces. My wrist really fucking. And the main reason why I don't like spaces is because like look how awful it is to navigate through it. I mean I could do that, but I mean this isn't like too bad. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Initialize an array with no line. No. This is maybe no. Okay. Mm-hmm. A pointer to an optional. What we want is an optional pointer to a notebook entry. What we have is a pointer to an optional notebook. We need to dereference entry the null value from the optional and add yeah. So it's address the dereference the non-null value. Yeah, that's it. Okay. That's a little bit hacky-dacky. Interesting. But I think that's it. Yeah, do you want to, you want to break it out, you want to do reference and get the actual value. Yeah. The mean joke, yeah. Catch error. On, what did I do? Point out the end of this one is not found. Read. Oh. Uh, catch air. I'm not entirely sure. Possibly something like otters. Like my Discord server, I'm probably just going to keep it pretty lean because again, like I don't really plan on sticking with Discord, right? I don't agree with their willingness to push for the things that they are pushing for. I feel like they should have grown a set of fucking testicles and said no, don't do this shit. This is fucking wrong. Um, but the writing was on the walls years ago. So I don't really feel, so I don't have strong confidence in Discord as a whole. But the problem is I don't see much migration. That's the issue. We don't have a good alternative, right? The thing with Microsoft is that people are starting to learn more and more that Linux is not nearly that bad, right? Like Linux isn't that hard to get into. Like yeah, sure, there's like a lot of like really weird shit. Like a lot of people get upset because they have to stick their face in the terminal a lot when they install Arch Linux, and it's like, yeah, like especially for something like Arch, you're going to be spending half of your time in your terminal, right? Even if you want to minimize how much terminal use you use, right? Um, Even if you use like KDE Plasma or something, you're still going to be sticking your face in the terminal a lot. That's just how Arch runs. That's how Arch behaves. That's how you use and interface with Arch. Things like FreeBSD. Um, you can also go with like Mint. There will always be an internally transient platform with gelatinous privacy and depth. Yeah. Um, mhm. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of there's just like a lot of shit that goes in with it. It's just no one gives a shit about actually being a decent company. And it is entirely due to the way that the stock market is built. Is that it is the stock market is a massive fucking pyramid scheme. It's a legalized pyramid scheme that the entire country is uh, run by. And in fact, most of the world as a whole. If we were to, um, if we were to effectively take like things that I would want to actually do is start buying up stocks and selling them at pennies, like mass buying stocks and selling them for pennies, literally making it so that everyone else's wealth is fucking worthless. All these, the shitty people. Yeah, it is. It's fucking toxic. It's cancer. Um, it would be actually proper and actually useful if shares, if the stock markets were profit share, right? If the profits of the company were to be redistributed to the shareholders on a per share basis, then it would be fine, right? But the way that it is currently set is that you are, you don't have that largely. You don't have that, right? So it's very difficult to, justify having stocks to begin with. They're very flimsy, they're very fragile, they're fucking snake oil. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of missing checks and balances with the entirety of the stock market, because like the whole point of the stock market is that you say, hey, I have this idea for a company and I would like to get funding. So here's, so if you want to fund my company, then you should have at least some say in the going on with the company. So I'm selling you a partial ownership of my company so that I can get this company up and running, and so that we can have a mutually beneficial agreement. That on paper sounds super awesome. It's just very easily abused and has been abused. There's no consumer protection. Oh, there's plenty of protection within the stock market, but not for the Commonwealth. And that's the issue with it. And the fact that it's starting to spread globally is a huge issue. And it needs to be shown that the stock market, as it currently is worthless. It's like when you open up on the stock market, you're literally selling ownership of your company, right? And the reason why the shareholders' profits are important is because it's not by royalties. The only way that these people will be able to get their money back is if they sell stocks in the company. Is if they sell the stocks, which means that they are relinquishing control of your company. That's not very helpful. Right, that is categorically toxic. The only way that people can make money off of the stock market is if the underlying value of the company keeps going up, which means that the company itself needs to grow in order to gain value. And the biggest problem with all that is that it needs to be, there needs to be, like, early on, that's fine, because early on, if I just started to make, if I started a gaming company, if I started a game development, I would need to encourage the facilitation of growth. Otherwise, I won't grow and I would die. Right. So having that early growth stage is important. The problem is growth is not infinite. We have unchecked growth in a finite field. And that is a cancer. So if I were to do something like that, I would open myself up with royalties. I would specifically set my stocks to be royalty based, right? Profit sharing based. Period. End of discussion. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Right? I sell 1,000 shares. I hold 1,000 shares, right? That means I'm giving up 50% of my profits to the people that want to buy into it, right? And like a bunch of other things that I could do to maintain ownership and, maintain direction for my company and stuff. So I don't have other people fucking with my business, deal. Basically being all like, I can revoke your shit whenever I want, right? Because you can also do that too. I mean, another thing is that you can also dilute. Like if I wanted to punish someone for being an asshole, all that I would have to do is create like 5 times as many shares as already created, and then redistribute those to everyone but the person that's an asshole. Right. So, while yes, the value per share goes down, the distribution of profit and the distribution of value ends up getting redistributed. So everyone else gets a slight bump, and the guy in particular ends up, like, the value of his stocks tank. Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff like that too. Yeah. A bunch of ended trademarks and patents from other card companies. I think that'd be interesting. That whole path is a huge nightmare. Getting into like copyright trademarks and stuff is, yeah, DMCA. I'm supposed to be like freaking stuff. Yeah, unfortunately, I need to show people that I'm actually been working my ass off. So I need ads currently until I no longer need ads, and then I will be eliminating the ads. Woo! Someday. But what's the issue? So it is the error. Expected error you need to account for. Oh, why? Expected type on 321. So G321. Error unreachable. This function needs to return an error if the if I'm returning an error. Okay. Yeah. Okay. read the fucking documentation. Here. Did you know? This moment is more possible. Up slash you. Aid readability. Human hex. The attempt was made to trademark the tap symbol failed because generic symbols cannot be trademarked unless they are brand identifying or super specific. That's that's a good thing to do. Yeah, because everything uses the tap symbol to some degree, right? Because it's very generic and it is like it is symbolizing something that is very ubiquitous within card games that should not be like flatly trademarked. Because then a trademark like that create a monopoly in the card game industry. Uh, yeah, yeah. There's definitely that. Yeah, release timeline of. Meanwhile, I'm sticking with head face version of Zig. Zig is really nice. I love Zig. I would love to do like a TED talk and stuff about different like representation and stuff. Or you should not necessarily all the cards because that's an unknowable thing. But definitely when you have made some of the cards, right? Um, you will want to do that. Um, to one each. One. Keywords actually, not cards. Yeah, I mean that too. Books. All right, IEEE 754. IEEE 754. That's good. There's some things that I want to do. Touch notes in yellow that describe changes that have no player-facing changes until the new color is added. Ooh. I mean, I I think it would be really, really great to have like a historical change log that dates changes before the game was even released, right? because there's like a lot of continuity bullshit that you're pulling off, right? You're doing a lot of continuity BS, which I super love. Like the whole thing is just continuity shenanigans. The card game, like literally, the whole thing is based off of jumping into a card game in the middle of it after it is already well established. Right? This is a game that is different format for a game, no early game. Yeah, like think of it, right? Because the whole premise of this game is that you are jumping in to a card game after it's already well established. It's literally like someone who has just found Yu-Gi-Oh for the first time, wanting to get into Yu-Gi-Oh today, or Magic the Gathering, right? There's this whole massive fucking history shit going on that led up to the things that are going on today, right? And you would have to, and like writing all that in would be hilarious. Yeah. It depends on like chain blog notes for things like you could do. There's there's a lot of really crazy shit that you can do. And it also depends on if you want it to be in world alone or in meta world, right? Because like meta world is because you have like the lore and the meta lore, right? The meta lore is the actual build files of your game, the physical files themselves on the computer, and you can do a lot of crazy stupid shit with that, right? Um, like the Git history, the all kinds of things you can do, right? You can manage a lot of that through like Git tracking, Git history, things like that. Leave little tidbits and notes and shit, right? But like even leave notes in the Git comments. They can leave notes to make changes and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do. What is it? Let's IEEE. Ooh, oh, you little sexy. Oh, you are E because it's a hex digit. Hex floats can't use a letter. What the fuck? Nande. hex floats. There's, I beg your finest fucking pardon? I beg your finest fucking pardon? Float 128. F-754, F-16, F-32, F-64, F-80, and F-128. Why F-80? Why 80-bit? Why 80-bit? I understand 128, but why 80? 80 doesn't make any fucking sense. That's 10 bytes. Why 10 bytes? It's not even 96. Which should be 12. Because like 12 bytes is pretty common because of 24-bit. You have 24-bit numbers, right? You have 24-bit numbers in the sense of color, right? In bitmaps. Oh, also, if anyone has any questions about like data structures and the actual physical representation of various data types, let me know. I actually do know quite a bit about this shit. Um, I have a very deep, I have a very deep interest in it. Like I could even break down the whole fucking Quake 3 fast inverse square root algorithm. I'd have to like look it up again and do it, but like that, it's fucking fascinating. It's so cool. I also need to get the one for what do I think? There's some other shit. I mean, there's a lot of shit that I want to do, like because I want to do my own split mix. I want to do my own cache algorithms and a bunch of other shit that I can't do in Lua. Lua doesn't support the same stuff, and there's a lot of things that I want to do with like porting everything that we're doing in Lua, right? And moving from Lua into Zig. That's kind of why I'm sort of taking this, because like I want to do something other, like I want to start. It's like it's not going to take me very long, right? It's going to take me like a day or two to port from Lua into Zig. Sure, I'd have to write my own. I have to write like a game loop. I might need to do that because I want to use Rayleigh. As much as I would like to start working on my own library, like my own engine in full, it's more important that I use the tools at hand, right? Rather than just fully spooling everything up from scratch. That's not very beneficial for me right now, right? I need to get it blocked out first. Okay. Yeah, that's a good. A little bit. Mm-hmm. Monday. Then you do. I should be. Can I do anything? Mm-hmm. This is 16-bit, so this is gonna explode way fast. It's fast. It's only 65,536. I also have huge amount of scientific knowledge, maybe more appropriate. Scientific. Nine. Oh, right, yeah, QD. Thanks. Mm, Alright, yeah. Yes, sure. Let's do that. Mm. Okay. Actually, 1, 2, 10, 5, and then sign. Interesting. What? Mm-hmm. And 6 games. Cool, cool, cool. So I can. Mm-hmm. Um, we do that. Yeah. 2 to the 1 times something. Mm-hmm. Alright, but yeah, yeah, the timing, the time frame, that is something to kind of think about, right? That's not exactly something that's trivial. The value 0, 1, 1, 1, 1 is always subtracted from the exponent. Interesting, so that's how. Which means that if I wanted um, uh, so say Q okay, use 1601. Look, yeah, you do a reinterpret cast. Yeah, it's an RI. You would do an RI cast. It would be a return RI cast, like an RI cast F16 of the seed. Yeah, you do some machine. Basically you have your, FN, you have your function, U unit, U2 unit, base U16, F16, yeah, you do for U16 on this um I think you mentioned it, but I don't really remember it. I um and then it is OB or well actually it's um yeah. I is equal to the I and OB and OB the one, two, three, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And, I think specifically you want to do this as like a unit. Since I can just like swap the data around and stuff. I think that's like exactly how you do it, but I can do like a reinterpret task. Um, because it's like from bits. It's like a unit from bits. And then like a flip from bits. I is equal to or will be um, 0. And then it is 1. Alright. So 1, 1. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So, the final sealed end, the world is shattered after a fight. Gotcha. Gotcha. Right, and here we go. Turn 5, 16 from bits. sense. Yeah. This is how it works. And I think there's like I think I could do it with you guys. Yeah. Hmm. But yeah, no, that you had told me that lore. When was it done? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream tonight because I kind of want to get to bed early so I can stream longer tomorrow morning. I don't want that. I really want. Okay. Um. Oh wait, no. What I want is internet. Config, alacrity, window background. Starting capacity is 0.85. Oh. A little bit lighter. I do R7. A little bit lighter. See, that looks a lot nicer. Um. Oh shit. Nando. Um. And then here, what do we do? We do. 61. I'm getting there. Coercions. Okay, so you can coerce things. Yeah. Yeah, I'll stay up long enough to... And I'll probably just put you on there and pass out. To be honest. This will be one of those archers in your stream, like I have been. Sorry I haven't been super active in your streams. I've just been... I haven't had the luxury of relaxation lately. So... Which is unfortunate. But... Yeah, for this upcoming ad break, I'm gonna do a bio break. I'm gonna use it as a bio break. So, here in about 5 minutes. Integer widening. Okay. So you can... Immutable to immutable. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Mm-hmm. To slice. To mini item pointer. Right. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. Cool. Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks. Thanks. That's super awesome. Might actually, I'm not gonna be able to cash it out, but that does help a lot. Thank you so much. That's super awesome. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, I mean, it means a lot. Yeah, we still gotta do negotiations and shit for fucking your emotes and shit. But like when you have time. Oh wait, you have subs. You hit that just in time. You don't have ads right now. But I do need to go use the bathroom. So but yeah, I will be right back. yeah, we need to negotiate and hash out in terms of doing emotes for you. Because I would love to do that, and it really just depends on how much uh, you're able to afford, right? But granted, also keep in mind it's not like I'm going to charge very much. It's mostly just going to be I'm just going to base everything off of your budget, because I can't exactly be choosy, right? It's not like I have a full commission list right now, so you know what I mean. So and obviously subscribing will go towards that as well. So yeah, whenever you're free, we can hash that out. Um, let's see. So you can compose Portland North, Alpine numbers towards 2.12 table times. Proper explanation is coming soon in the third eye opening. Up to the current tab email. Update types of bullet can be coerced into single item pointers. Last three are fairly esoteric, but you're more than welcome to read more about specific language application. Experiments. Interesting. Okay, let's write this whole part. This questionable. Fucking cool. Yeah, no, that reminds me of C. That's some pretty C like bullshit. What about hmm, hmm, okay, so let's say would you cast would you cast a UC? That's bits. No. G unless it's probably something to do with unions, right? You make a union of a U16 and an F16, and it's swap. Probably what it's going to be. SL of UINT bits to float or super plus reinterpret cast bit level conversions in function bit cast unless int to float, which converts to numerical value making one bit cast leaves the bits exactly as they are. It simply tells the compiler to treat those bits as a different type. So it is literally just bit cast. F16 to bits. Wait, that's 30C00. 30C 30C100. What is a 30C100? 30C100. Let's do. I'm not dyslexic. Dysgraphic. So what is this? 30C100. Do a little. Uh, uh, um, hmm. What is it? Um, what is it? It's what? Fucking. I. Let's get me fun up again. Why does it keep doing that shit? I don't know. It searches for a few of them, and then it just hangs. Okay. How about I I really don't want to have to restart my computer. I don't want to restart. Because I can't. What about it? What stupid stuff? I haven't really seen anything. Oh, what is the driver? What's going on with mouse PI? What? What? No. Nani? No. What? Eh? What? What? Are people stupid? Oh wait, no, I have met some. I have met people. Tablet. There's anything. But am on getting hung during. This is incredibly deep. This is deep. Yeah, because I can't do. Yeah, I literally can't do. Oh, this is just fucking dog shit, you know? Okay, literally fucking unusual. What the oh my god. Uh, have they not seen Payday? Have they not seen Grand Theft Auto? Uh, hold on, okay. Um, last mod. We like UC project technologic 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 please and under What is it? ls mod pipe plus. Yeah. I mean, people are just fucking stupid. People are dumb. It's ridiculous. How is this not in alphabetical order? What is some fucking bullshit? I don't have awaken. Um, um, hour or so. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I already did that. I already have them on. Uh, uh, yeah, I have all that. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. I will be right back. Gotta remove